Good afternoon. Welcome to Orpington Baptist Church Midweek News. Phil here with Michael, and we thought we'd have a quick chat with you and give you an update about what's been going on with the youth programme and what's coming up as well. Really excited actually that Michael has changed his role here at OBC after a year of being the youth assistant. He's gone up a level now to youth worker. Michael, massive responsibility. How are you feeling?
Huge. No, it feels good. It feels like it's
like a nice little progression, I suppose, isn't it, in the way it's gone?
Yeah.
You've had a year, a strange year really with us, because nearly half of it's been in a lockdown scenario where you haven't really been able to meet the young people. How have you found it?
Yeah, it's been really weird because obviously we had a lot of it on Zoom and online, that sort of thing. And then even when we did then come back, it wasn't quite as we,
Wasn't
I think
full
we,
on, was
yeah, both, as we both kind of envision it and want it to be with all of the different rules that we wanted to and had to follow to keep everyone safe. But yeah, looking forward to the next year.
I mean, you've kept yourself busy in that year, I must say. You've with my help and others as well. We've built this lovely youth room, which I know you really enjoyed. Sort of designing it and putting the finishing touches. Still, I mean, actually a few bits to do in there. But actually, one thing that you said when you came in is that it would really be nice to have a youth room somewhere where young people could actually chill out, be themselves. And we've definitely created that in what was almost like a storeroom here at the church, where there were pool tables and table tennis tables, but it's now this really nice open space with comfy sofas and decent lighting and stuff. That was good fun, I suppose, wasn't it? It kept you busy for a while.
Yeah.
If nothing else, you've learned how to put down laminate flooring.
Yeah, it's been great.
So you can
Lifelong
always put
lessons.
that on your CV.
Yeah.
If youth work doesn't work out for you. But what else have you enjoyed over the last year then in your time?
You know, I think especially after we finished that room, after what felt like an age, actually being able to use it with the youth and seeing them enjoying it, and then just creating a nice sense of fellowship between themselves and between us as leaders, and then learning more about God and Jesus and seeing their relationships with God then grow. Yeah. It's been a real
It has,
blessing.
And actually the room definitely helps with that, doesn't it? Because it got nice low lighting. We've got this sort of cross that comes out of the wall and can light up behind, and young people just walked in and were like, oh, this is so nice. You know, my living room isn't this nice, you know, and we've got obviously some technology in there for them to chill out. We've got dartboard, table football and stuff like that, and you're in the middle of putting up the books of the Bible with different keys to know what they all mean, where they're from and stuff. So, I mean...
It's taken a while.
It's taken up
letter
a while
by
for
letter.
You. Yeah, but it has been really good. And actually, some people have been coming in from other churches to look into our youth room like, whoa, this is amazing. And actually, only if I visit other churches do I see their youth room and think, wow, we've been really blessed here. We've got a really nice space that we can call our youth room. And of course, it's been used by other groups as well quite happily. But it is really, really cosy. So, if you're young and you wanted to come and see our youth room, get down here. So, Michael, with the next year coming, a lot more responsibility for you, sort of stepping up a bit. Your hours have not quite doubled, but you've got a lot more work to do, and there are reasons for that, which we'll go into. But what are your plans for youth ministry with OBC? You know, because I'm sure with your wide experience of doing Soul 61 and coming from another church, also you've done a theology degree. You may have ideas to change things, but what do you really want to see happen in the next 12 months?
I think we've had a good lockdown period where we've kept things ticking over, and we had quite a few young ones coming up from year 6 into youth. I think obviously we're going to get some more doing the exact same now. So I think laying those foundations that we've done in these last 12 months or so, just really building upon that and going deeper, and not just like a superficial level, going actually like, okay, this is what we believe. Why do we believe it?
Yeah.
And really experiencing God, like, and get to know him on a personal level.
Yeah, yeah. I really like that approach, and I know you said it when you were interviewed on Tuesday, because the fun and games are great. You know, we've done the youth week of going to Thorpe Parks, going to a beach, and we've had a laugh with the young people, which is a good start. It's good to get them in and let them know they're welcome to be who they want to be, but actually the importance is getting that message across of who their Lord and Saviour is, and allowing them to sort of venture on their own journey of faith with us encouraging them as well. And that's something that I know sort of means a lot to you, doesn't it?
Yeah. Not to say that the fun and games will stop, because obviously God is fun.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think it'd be great to actually do more than just fun and games or just talking. Like, actually spend some time to actually pray, think about it, see what's on their heart, see what God's trying to tell them, and go from there, really.
Yeah. And another thing you spoke about is this possibility of having this space and this time where we can just be still and allow the Spirit to move, because quite a lot of our programs are fairly packed, aren't they, of running around with games and also a lot of teaching, a lot of questions being asked. We don't actually have lots of time where we can just be still and invite God into the room. We're too busy talking and listening, aren't we, at times? So that's going to be something to really look out for. The hub is where probably more of our fun and games happens. That's on a Friday night, which you're going to be heavily involved in. For people that don't know, the hub is what used to be called Youth Cafe on Fridays, where we invite secondary school children in, and it's a safe place for them to come and talk to us. But what we tend to do is do the first part of it, teaching. At the moment, we're going through various books of the Bible and summarising them. And then we do some activities afterwards. And the idea behind those activities, when we do games and cooking things or whatever it is we do, it is for them to let their hair down after what's probably been a stressful week at school. It is for them to just really chill out and put a smile on their face if there hadn't been one. But actually it's about relationship work for us as well, and having that fellowship time where we get to know them really well and individually, and we get to know what's on their minds and what's on their hearts, what's worrying them, where their strengths are, where their weaknesses are. And that enables us to really encourage them and empower them, doesn't it? And gives us opportunity to pray for them. And that's something that you've quite enjoyed, isn't it? Getting to know them all individually, not just as a big collective.
Yeah, 100%. I think, especially at the hub, I think if you walk into the hub, you could probably think of it as a bit of chaos, but when you're there for a little bit, you kind of understand the chaos a bit more, and you do really have time to talk to people and the young people, and you get to know them, get to know what likes, dislikes, what they've done in their week, just everything, where that sort of thing where you can just actually get to know people.
And I was really touched actually last week. I think it's an example of how good the relationship building has been between us as a team and the young people. That one of the young people called me up in a really bad way, just wanting to be prayed for down the phone about stuff that's going on in their life, and it was just a real honour to pray for them, obviously, but a real encouragement for us as a team that actually we've built those bridges to enable them to feel confident to call us. We always say we're here for you, contact us. It doesn't usually happen, so for them to actually contact us is a real encouragement. So that's great. And one of the reasons you're taking on more responsibility, more of the stuff that I have done in the past, is because I'm going off to university myself to study theology, as I've been called to ministry, and the church have recognised that calling. Michael, you've just finished your theology degree, and it wasn't through Spurgeon's College where I'm going; it was through St. Mellitus, and I'm fairly encouraged that you've come out of it and you've still got all your hair, and
just
they're
about
not grey, and you're still fairly sane. It gives me positive vibes going into the next 3 years. But give me a taste of what you felt theology was. Well, firstly, why did you go and do it?
I went and done it because I came to the end of my Soul 61 gap year up in Watford, and I mean, first and foremost, I had absolutely no idea what I wanted to do next, what I wanted to do with my life going forward. But I was at a point where had a very good relationship with God and just wanted to know more and learn more about Him and theology as a whole. So I looked into St. Mellitus, which there was quite a few soul survivor people have gone to, and and well, I assume some people still go there.
Yeah.
So went there, learnt lots, have forgotten lots.
Yeah.
Have realised very quickly the more that you learn, the less you realise you actually know. So
Okay.
theology is great like that, and yeah, it is great fun. You meet some absolutely amazing people.
Okay.
But it is hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm under no illusion of this task at hand. If you could give me, I'm sure you're going to give me, you already have given me loads of advice and you will continue to, I know. If you could give me one bit of advice going into a theology degree, what would it be?
Don't be last minute.
Don't be last minute. Okay, right.
Yeah.
But deadlines are there for a reason, right? You work till that deadline.
I was a deadline person. I
Yeah.
couldn't do much without a deadline, and that few days before a deadline where you've still got thousands of words to write is not fun.
No.
I
mean,
would
I
not
don't know.
recommend
I
it.
don't think I've ever spoken to a student that hasn't worked up to deadline. Do you know anyone? I mean, was there anyone in your class?
There
that
was a
"Oh, yeah,
few.
I've done it."
Yeah, there was a few in my
Really?
class. Yeah, most of them were not my age. St. Mellitus has got quite a few elder students, and it was
Okay.
mainly those who had.
Just-
I think a few of them had done degrees before,
Right,
whether or not
okay.
they're like. I think one had done an English degree at Cambridge or something.
Yeah.
So he was quite well prepared
So
for.
do you think it's a generational thing, maybe, that the older you are, maybe the wiser you are and the more prepared you are?
Potentially, although
Yeah.
we'll see how that works out for you.
I don't know. I mean, deadlines are there for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know I'm going to be coming to you for loads of advice.
Mm.
I know you are. You've already lent me
Yeah.
books, which I'm enjoying and going through. But you enjoyed your degree on a whole?
On a whole, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think that the stress of the deadlines, especially in third year, with COVID, things got pushed back, so the deadlines were even closer together, which wasn't great for a last minute person.
No.
But so kind of your last thoughts are of the stress of essays, but actually looking at it as a whole, it was a good time. You
Yeah.
met some amazing people, and you did learn things about God and like the worship. I assume Spurgeon's will probably do worship in the mornings and that.
Me and Sarah were looking at my timetable the other day, and I was really surprised to see that I think an hour one day and 45 minutes the next, there's worship.
Mm.
And that really excited me.
Yeah.
I didn't kind of think that would be the case.
Yeah, it's I mean, I can't speak for Spurgeon's, but for
No.
St. Mellitus, it was a great way to start the morning. Like, however your journey into uni goes, like you can
Yeah.
then just sit down, take a minute, and
focus
worship
on
God and
yeah.
just spend some time actually getting ready into the mindset of working and uni and study.
Yeah. It's just because obviously it's a degree like no other, isn't it? When it's your passion and you're following in life anyway, but it's also something that you're going to study, and those two things are obviously going to be combined. And that's great.
You live out the degree really, which is quite unique.
Yeah,
compared to
and I know with my degree and here, or my placement is here at OBC, which is a real blessing, and I'm going to be doing more practically within the church. And as you say, you apply what you've done during the week when you're there on a Sunday, and so it all kind of just works quite quickly, doesn't it? As a revolving tool. On top of your job here, Michael, I know you're doing some other work as well, aren't you?
Yes.
With Kick, not Kick London anymore.
I think it was formerly known as Kick London, but they're not just London now.
Kick
so
UK
just
almost.
Kick.
Yeah, branching out.
I assume so.
That's great. What is Kick? Because some people may not have a clue what Kick is.
So their mission statement, their ethos, that's the one, is to transform young people's lives with God's love through sport and support. So that's their whole
Okay.
thing, and it's really just.
So what practically does that mean?
So they do loads of things ranging from doing kick academies with churches. So starting up football academies with churches where they will come and help along. They'll train the church to run football academies with Christian backing. And then they also have loads of other things, like they go into schools to do PE lessons and go into schools on a mentoring capacity.
Right.
So loads of different things like that just to help out young people.
That's
really
exciting. I know you love your football, so that kind of works really well. Putting football and faith together is always going to be exciting. And is that what you're doing? Have you got a specific role with them?
Yeah, so that's what I will be doing. At the moment, I am going to be doing a couple of days in Maidstone, doing some PE with some, I think I'm starting off with some primary school age kids.
Okay, cool. So
Which
it's for children as young as that?
Yeah, so they go into
teenagers and stuff.
Primary schools, secondary schools. I think they go into some colleges as well. So they really do have a big, varied backing. They've got a massive mission that they've got. Their vision is huge.
They're growing really quickly as well, aren't they?
So they're seeing on a daily capacity, they're seeing about 17,500 young people, and their mission for 15 years' time is seeing 1 million a day, which is huge numbers.
Yeah. And it's, I mean, I know some of the young people that come to our academy, or not as the case is, because they're so wrapped up in football. And in fairness, I was the same when I was that age, because I feel sorry for my dad every Sunday through rain or shine. He was with me on a Sunday morning, missing church himself, and I obviously missed church because of my love for football. And maybe another element of that is to also get children involved with football without having to get involved in it Sunday morning, where they miss church and miss that really good family involvement and worship.
Exactly. So the whole Kick Academies are very built around that whole thing of, typically it's Sunday morning, young kids pick football or church, whereas Kick Academies tend to be on Saturdays. So, or at least mine was. So then it means that you don't have to choose between; you can choose both, sort of thing. Yeah. And you can get to play football, which it's got so many benefits. Like you keep healthy both physically and mentally. Like exercise is great for your mental health.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you also get the coaches and the helpers feeding you with that Christian ethos and backing to then hopefully bring you along to church and let
with
you grow
prayer,
more.
I know you spoke about before with sort of church football teams. It happens, and does it happen with Kick that before each game you pray? Two teams pray together. Yeah,
I think I've only just started, but I know when I used to be in a Kick Academy in my old church, whenever we played matches, always pray before. Whenever we went to tournaments, there'd be a big prayer at the very, very beginning before you split down into the tournament style. Yeah. 5-a-side games or whatever. But it's a big Christian push.
And Michael, I hope your work with them can help them grow. And you mentioned it again that there's a possibility that Kick Academy comes to OBC with their resources to help us provide that package along the way. So that's great. Well, Michael spent a year here, and I know full well that he doesn't know many adults because he spent so much time with young people, as is his passion and his job. But he wants to meet the parents and the rest of the congregation. You would have seen him doing family talks. You would have seen him on interviews like this. And he's not going away. He's staying here for a while. So that's a real blessing. So come and say hello to him when you're at church on a Sunday morning. Just pull him aside. Tell him who you are and introduce yourself, because he does. You want to get to know people, don't you? You know, this is your church.
100%.
You've recently become a member. So, we know the love you have for OBC. And it just would be nice if you could start, because I keep saying, oh, you know this person? You're like, no. Nope. What about this person? You're like, Phil, I don't know. No. I was like, oh, it's this person's dad. Oh, yeah, I know that person.
Yeah, there we go.
So, come and say hello to Michael and get to know who he is and his vision for youth ministry at OBC. I'm sure it's going to continue to thrive. It needs your prayer. Guys, on the last weekend, so that was on the 29th, there was between 25 and 30 teenagers in the hall. That's amazing.
It was a lot.
That's just, and I know I had a lot of family and friends here for Naomi's dedication, but none of my friends and family were part of those numbers.
Yeah.
So that's just people from the church. That's incredible. That's I think nearly 20% of the church are teenagers in academy, and that's something that we really need your prayer and support for as the ministry goes, and we get to know these people individually, and hopefully they can sustain their desire to want to come to church, and yourself and the rest of the team can say something to them that sticks to make them believe and their faith gets encouraged. So long may that continue. Michael, thank you for today, and we hope you're all well, whether you're watching from home or on the car or wherever you are. Stay blessed and be in touch. Take care.
Amen.